Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I will be going over my sheet mask empties. I did do my normal beauty empties in my last video, but I wanted to separate my sheet mask empties out because the beauty empties videos are long enough as it is. So for today's video we are going to be concentrating on sheet masks. Most of my sheet masks do come from subscription services. I am actually signed up to the Facetory sheet mask subscription service, and around about this time I should be expecting this month's subscription, so no doubt that will be a video featured within the next week or so. But I've got quite a few sheet masks to go through here, so why don't we get started. The first one we have here is a Facetory own brand one, and this is the Ace That Face Collagen mask. Because I do go through so many sheet masks, I do tend to write myself little notes on the back, so when I come to do this video I have a nice little reference guide on the back. So if you're wondering what I'm reading off, it is my own little notes. So for this one I've written that the mask itself was very saturated in product, but it wasn't too slippy on the face. It was a bit too narrow around the cheeks area here, so it didn't quite reach my ears, but it did have a really nice scent to it. I have written question marks, so I obviously couldn't put my finger on what the scent was, but I do vaguely remember that I did really like the smell of this one. I have put here that it was slightly tingly, but nothing too untoward, and that I did actually notice with this one the next day that my skin did look a little bit plumper. Even though, as you'll see from this video, I do use sheet masks a lot, I don't always notice differences from them. Some of them will leave my skin feeling kind of instantly refreshed or instantly hydrated, but I don't always tend to notice any long-term benefits from them. For something like this, for me to still notice it the next day, that for me is a good sheet mask. I will actually try and remember to link my last Facetory unboxing, and I will also link Facetory in the description box below, with so many of these being from that brand. But it is basically a sheet mask delivery service where you get however many masks you choose based on the level of your plan to get them delivered once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months. Again, it's more bespoke. I have done dedicated videos to it on my channel if you want to check those out for more info. So just so you know when I'm talking about Facetory, what I'm actually talking about. But the good thing with Facetory, as well as the subscription service, you can just buy standalone masks on their website, and obviously ones that have featured in previous boxes do tend to be on there. So this is one, if I ever did place an order from them, would be one that I would add to the basket. Next we have this Detox Purifying Pore Mask. So for this one, I've actually put 10 out of 10 on the back. So this is another one that was obviously a hit. I've said that it did smell really nice, which I think I can still just about smell it, and it does smell really nice. It's kind of like a sweet vanilla-y sort of scent. And then I've also put that it fit really nice on my face and stayed in place well. It wasn't too saturated with product, and it was just a nice amount of serum on the mask, and it soaked into the skin nicely afterwards. And I've also put this mask was nice and soothing, and my skin felt soft the next day. So another one that I would definitely add to the list of a repurchase in the future. Then we have this Glow Baby Glow, another Facetory own brand, and this one has obviously been pressed against another one, and my writing has now been smudged. So for this one I've put smells amazing. So it looks like we've had 3 hits so far with these ones. It is a sweet / floral scent, and oh, I remember this one. I've put dropped on floor. This was one that I think when they've sealed the packet, they've caught the edge of the mask, so this one actually got stuck in the packet, and when I've pulled it out I've ended up dropping it on the floor. I'd managed to rescue it and things, but I was a bit gutted because of the fact it smelled so nice and it was a really nice mask that I wish it didn't have bits of floor on it. Underneath here I've put fits well but can feel moving around, so it obviously didn't stay in place for the full 10 or 20 minutes, however long I used it for, but I don't think I noticed any benefits from this one afterwards. It is a brightening and soothing mask, but I've not written that it was soothing or cooling or anything like that, so I think this one I just like for its scent, and that was about it, so I don't think I would purchase this one again. Next we have this one from OK. This is the Skin Clarifying Leopard Print Sheet Mask. This is one that I got in, I think it was the recent Glossybox, and I do believe I actually took a photo with this one on because it was slightly terrifying, so I will try and put that picture up now. This one I've written it fit well, it was nicely saturated, it looks a bit weird. I've put that it had a nice fresh scent to it, but it did tingle slightly. It stayed on well, and I did yoga in this one. Not too much serum, it did soak in afterwards and my skin felt really refreshed. This was one that I quite enjoyed. I've tried a few different sheet masks from OK in the past and I think I've liked every single one of them. I've never gone on to actually buy one myself, usually because I'm inundated with sheet masks anyway and I do get them in subscription boxes, but I have liked what I've tried from them so far. I do think OK do other types of skincare, so it might be something I might have to look into because I am really enjoying trying the kind of Korean skincare, but this was a hit as well. This is the Look At Me Vitamin Essence Face Mask. Obviously face mask. So for this one I've put, it did have a lemon scent in the packet but not on the face, so I think I was a bit wary about this one because I'm not overly keen on lemon scented things, but obviously I couldn't smell it once it was on my face. And then I've put that it fit really well and didn't move around too much. This is a brightening and hydrating one, but I've said that I've not noticed any effects afterwards, so this was probably just one that was nice to wear but didn't really do anything. Then we have this one from Coscody. This is the Propolis Blank Cell Mask. And this is one that I used not that long ago, so I do kind of remember this one. This one was ridiculously saturated in product. I remember it literally dripping when I took it out of the packet and it just kind of went everywhere. I'm very surprised that my writing on the back of this isn't more smudged because there was just serum everywhere. So for this one I've put, it wasn't quite wide enough for the face, but the material was really soft. It was comfy, but it didn't quite fit in this area here. This one I do remember the actual material itself feeling different than other sheet masks I've tried. All the Facetory own brand ones do have the same material to them, and a lot of the other ones I've tried as well, whereas this one did feel different. It did feel much more like cotton-like and more luxurious. I've put at the end there was a lot of excess liquid and having to wipe it off afterwards because it was too much. It stayed on well, it was a little bit tingly and I had a nice scent. So this one I think was one that felt really nice when wearing it, but I didn't notice anything afterwards and I ended up having to wipe the serum off anyway because there was just too much of it. So this one was just an okay one. Then we have this Beauty Chuck Bouquet Garnet I'm Real Gira mask. I do not remember this one at all, so this must be one that I tried a couple of months ago. So for this one I've put fit well except not quite wide enough, fit around the eyes really well, which I do sometimes have an issue with the lift here or underneath my eye or catch around the edge, whereas this one I've said fit really well. It smelled really nice and fresh and I've given this one 10 out of 10. It can't have been that memorable because I didn't even remember seeing this packaging ever before, so I obviously enjoyed it at the time. I've put felt nice afterwards, so I really did like it, but I don't remember it, whereas I remember some of the ones I've talked about already. So this is one that I might add to the basket because I clearly did enjoy it and I think it was a hydrating one, which I do tend to like anyway. So yeah, this one was a good one apparently. Next we have this Everyday Olive Squalene. I think this is a kind of range within the Facetory brand. I've had a few different everyday ones and I think I've liked every single one of them. For this one I've put that it didn't have any scent to it, but it fit really well. It had a nice amount of serum to it which soaked in really well and my skin felt soft the next day. So yeah, this is one that I did like and say I've tried a few other ones from the everyday range and I really like them as well. This one says it's a skin balancing mask because of the squalene in it. It's perfect to help your skin feel renewed, healthy and supple. So yeah, this was one that I did really enjoy. Then we have this one from Yadar and this is the Brightening Mask Pack. I think I've had this one quite a few times now. This does come out every few months with the Facetory subscription. So on the back I've actually written here, this is the second or third time I've had this one. I've said that it slips about, it doesn't fit the best and it doesn't smell the best. It smells quite herby, so I don't think I was a fan of this. So I think I remember when I seen that I had another one of these in that pack, I was a bit disappointed because I knew I hadn't liked the previous one. So this is one I'd repurchase again. Then we have this, I think that's Bew Green Antioxidant Green Tea Essence Mask. For this one, I've said that it stayed on pretty well. It just lifted slightly, but I did wear it while doing yoga. The nose piece was a little bit short, which tends to be here because most of the time they do go to the tip of my nose, but I think this one must have not gone that far. And I've said it had a nice fresh smell to it with a faint smell of green tea, which you would obviously expect, but I'm not a massive fan of green tea scent, so it mustn't have been too overpowering for me to just say faint smell. And I've said that it was really soothing and nice and cooling as well. I love having masks like this that are in my collection that do have that cooling aspect, because sometimes if I have a headache or something and paracetamol or anything just isn't quite cutting it, putting on a cooling sheet mask can really help. Because I have noted this as being a cooling one, it is one I would potentially look at in the future, just so I've got another one in my collection should I need it. So this one was a pretty good one. And we have this Sunbay Soothing Mask, and this is another Facetory own brand. For this one, I've put that it smells like holiday. Yes, I've written there sun cream mixed with after sun. Fits perfectly, cooling, soothing. So another one here that might be quite good to purchase, actually. Maybe more so than that one, because if this one smells like green tea but this one smells more like holiday, I'm probably going to be more inclined to put this one on. And I think I remember I did actually use this after a day in the sun, and that's probably why I've said it felt soothing and calming. So I think this is one that will be really good to have a few of actually for in the summer, sitting out in the sun and things like that. So this is one I might actually look into making a purchase of. The only downside I've written on the back here is that it went into my hairline, so it's obviously a bit too long of a mask, but that's not an issue. I usually tend to wear sheet masks when I'm about to wash my hair anyway, so yeah, this is one to add to the list. Next we have this Vitality mask, and another one Facetory own brand, and this is a firming mask with pomegranate. So for this one I've put smells okay but a bit alcohol-y. I think because it had pomegranate in it I was expecting it to smell nicer, but it didn't obviously smell the best. The serum not spread on the mask evenly, there was more on the chin. So I do vaguely remember this one. Once I was applying it, I felt like I was having a Mrs. Doubtfire moment, you know, when she's making the coffee for the social worker and the cream's dripping off the chin into the coffee. I think I remember that happening with this one, in that the serum was just dripping off the bottom of the mask. It fit quite well and it did stay in place okay, considering the amount of uneven serum. Although I wrote the serum didn't soak in well afterwards, and my skin felt fresh and soft after. So this is one that I did notice effects of afterwards, but the actual application process wasn't the best. So this is probably one I wouldn't look into again. And we have another lemon sheet mask, and this is the Essential Sheet Mask from John Blanc. And this one doesn't look like it went down too well. I've written it didn't fit well at all. It was just too much material. So this was one probably going into my hairline and around the edge and things. So this one didn't fit well. It did smell nice and fresh and was slightly cooling. So I've only written slightly cooling, so this is probably one I wouldn't look into, especially if it didn't fit very well. I think I will stick to the Facetory own brand ones. And then the final one we have here is another Facetory own brand, and this is the Oh My Goodness Rejuvenating Snail Mask. This one I've put fit okay, but not 100%. Again, bridge of the nose. It was really refreshing and it felt nice to wear. It did smell really nice and had a sweet / fresh scent to it, and my skin felt refreshed afterwards. So this looks like it was a good one as well. Obviously not 100% for the fit, but for the actual product itself, this one seems to have been okay too. So that is it for all the sheet masks that I've tried in the past couple of months. I do quite like doing these videos because I do have it then for reference. Should I go to make a purchase, I can look back and see which ones I want to add to my basket. But that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks.